Good morning and welcome to Crossroads. We are so glad that you are here worshiping with us today. Hey, if this is your first time at Crossroads, we would love to meet with you. So if you would, fill and tear out the Connect card that is located in your bulletin and put it in the offering plate, or you can hand it into a greeter and receive a free welcome gift from Crossroads. We have an important announcement that we really don't want you to miss. We are having different service times for our Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and our New Year's Day services. Our Christmas Eve service times are at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Our Christmas Day service time is going to be at 10 a.m. and our New Year's Day service will also be at 10 a.m. One Heart will be hosting Breakfast at Epiphany at Crossroads Church on January 7th, 2017 from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Our speaker will be Kathy Bridge. Tickets can be purchased for $20 in the narthex on Sundays or in the church office during the week. For more information, you can go to mycrossroads.co/events. So if you're so excited and want to know everything about Crossroads, including the events here, you can go to mycrossroads.co.
Hey everybody, we're about to start the second half of the story. And the second half of the movie is when the plot thickens and things get good. And the second half of the game is almost always more exciting than the first half, and it's when every play becomes crucial. It's not that the first half wasn't exciting or important. In fact, there wouldn't be a second half without the first half. But the first half without the second half would be missing the whole point. For the past few months, we've been going through The Story, which is a book that puts the main stories of the Bible together in chronological order. We've looked at such things as creation and the fall, the flood, the plagues, and the Exodus. And we've looked at characters such as Adam and Eve, Noah, Abraham, Joseph, Moses, Ruth, Deborah, Gideon, Saul, and David. We've seen us make a mess of things, and God, in the greatest love and adventure story ever written, do several things to bring us back to Him. But the first half of the story, as amazing as it's been, is really mostly a setup for the second half of the story. In a few weeks, we'll be looking at the one who came to bring the whole story together. It's when the author, director, and producer of the story comes to earth as a child and lives and dies as a man. But until then, we're going to hit the ground running in the new year. We're going to start with a story looking at the life of Solomon and the importance of finishing well. I'm a member of a gym, and everyone who's been part of a gym knows that it seems like everyone has big plans to get in shape in the new year. So in January, the gyms are packed, but we know that in May, many people had great intentions don't show up as much, and by November or December, there are only a few people left. The same is true of life. It's not enough to start life or our walk with God or anything of significance. We need to finish well. So how do we finish well? Something we all want to do. We'll take a look at that as we start the second half of the story on January 8th. Then we immediately hit another topic where you and I live. We live in a dysfunctional world. We are all to one degree or another dysfunctional, imperfect people living in dysfunctional families, going to dysfunctional jobs, and interacting with imperfect and dysfunctional people. So how do we function in all the dysfunction? We'll be looking at that on January the 15th. And the third week's message is, Can You Hear Me Now?, where we see how we hear from God in the midst of all the other noise. So join us for the second half of the story, and remember, life is messy, but the story isn't over.